Alrighty, welcome back everybody to our latest severe weather coverage. Hope everybody's having a good afternoon thus far. We are going live with severe weather coverage this afternoon as we have a bunch of different severe thunderstorm warnings. We have one tornado warning ongoing, and we do have really actually two different tornado threats, and one of them is not Ohio, believe it or not, but we do actually have a tornado warning ongoing just to the south and southeast of Springfield, Ohio right now. This is a view of this storm from the terminal radar site, so this is kind of a localized radar site just back off to the west of Springfield. And we have been observing some broad rotation on this storm for the last several minutes just to the southeast of Springfield. It is now approaching the South Charleston area of Ohio. So again, broad area of rotation right now over Dolly Varden. That'll be moving into Lisbon over the next few minutes, then going to South Charleston, and then eventually approaching Range and Mount Sterling. Right now, the biggest concern with this area of storms is really going to be damaging winds as it continues to track to the east, but there will be a potential for an isolated tornado as we continue to watch this storm go further down to the east and southeast here over the next several minutes. Another thing I want to point out is that we do have an outflow boundary, so it's going to be a pretty short-lived and brief tornado threat if this thing is to produce in the next 30 to 45 minutes, but it is obviously tracking towards some more populated areas like Columbus, Ohio, which is the reason why we need to keep a very close eye on this storm. This is actually a live shot with the Radar Omega Cyclone Port back over in Clark State. This is one of the campuses over in Springfield. It was pretty windy here just a few minutes ago. Things are getting a little bit quieter now. If you are in the Clark State area, you can get out of your safe place. There's no longer a tornado warning for that particular area. Another area that we're really keeping a closer eye on is back over in Kansas. We have a mesoscale convective vortex that is helping to kind of provide some vorticity and spin back off to the south of Kansas City. And you can notice that there are plenty of storms up right now. We even have one storm that is currently severe thunderstorm warned, and this one has actually been rotating just to the south of Lewisburg. I want to head right over to Freddie McKinney. This is a live shot of that storm right now. Freddie McKinney's also live inside of the Radar Omega app. This is just to the south of Kansas City, just to the west of Freeman, Missouri. This storm has been rotating at times, and it may be trying to rotate again as it continues to track to the east.
Come on, service.
And look at the bottom right of your screen. So again, right now, broad rotation just east of Highway 69. I think Freddie may have just lost signal. This is also Storm Chaser IRL, who is also looking at the same exact storm right now back over near Lisley in western Missouri. Right now, big shelf that kind of is encompassing a good 5 miles or so of the sky right now. The clouds have obviously been pretty low. The storm has not been super organized recently, but if you look on radar now, it is beginning to get a little bit more of a hook again. And this has been something that we've been watching for very closely. It is right along an outflow boundary, and then we got a little hook that is kind of making its way now further to the east. And as this storm progressively moves east into western Missouri, there may be a chance for a tornado as it goes towards areas like Archie, Garden City, and also eventually going towards Harrisonville in western Missouri. So we need to really keep a very close eye on this storm as it continues to track to the east. Also, this is back over in North Dakota right now. I do want to point out that we do have a tornado watch in effect back over in Canada. No tornado watch in North Dakota, but we are keeping an eye on a conditional tornado threat this afternoon and evening back over in the northern plains as well. So this is the risk of severe weather for today. We got 3 slight risks of severe weather. We got one back over in the northeast near Philadelphia, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and southern Massachusetts. We have one back over near Kansas City, and then another slight risk back over that pretty much encompasses all of North Dakota, and then 2 different marginal threats of severe weather where we are going to be keeping an eye on isolated to scattered severe weather this afternoon. Notice the tornado risk though. It's not actually that big, and believe it or not, again, we have a tornado warning in Ohio that has nothing to do with our tornado risk for today. It's just kind of one of those random situations where we get an isolated tornado elsewhere outside of our tornado risk that is outlined. But notice how we have a 5% tornado risk that is outlined back over in the Kansas City metro and areas surrounding Kansas City. This is a conditional risk, but if we have any discrete supercells, I do think that there will be a potential for a few tornadoes over the next few hours. So if you're back over near Kansas City, western Missouri, eastern Kansas, definitely make sure that you're staying weather aware. We'll be live for the entirety of the tornado risk, assuming that we actually have one that materializes there. We've been watching, again, multiple storms that are broadly rotating. We also have a 2% tornado risk all the way back over North Dakota and as well as Minnesota that we'll also be keeping a close eye on. That should be more geared towards the later half of the evening hours. They have actually just gone ahead and canceled the tornado warning, so no longer a tornado warning now for the Springfield area, but there is still a tornado possible label on this storm just outside of South Vienna. This is a live shot from that that area right now. This is one of the Ohio traffic cameras, and you can actually see the visibility has dropped quite a bit here over the last few minutes. This is a picturesque camera. It's not one of the ones that takes video, but nonetheless, you can see very low visibility within a mile or so of visibility there near Harmony. That is right along I-70. This will eventually be tracking towards Columbus, Ohio, so we'll be keeping an eye on a potential for an isolated tornado threat. This is back over to the storm along the Kansas and Missouri border right now, south of Kansas City. And this storm is definitely starting to organize a little bit more. This is Storm Chaser IRL. You can see all the motion there. The rotation on radar has been pretty broad, but again, you can see that little hook just to the west of Leslie right now, going into western Missouri here in just a few minutes. So you can see all the motion right there. And Freddie McKinney's also been keeping an eye on this. Let me go back over to Freddie. Freddie's kind of underneath the storm. It looks a little bit more,
I'm gonna try to get these.
Looks a little bit more elevated from his perspective, but that's what it looks like. Big shelf kind of hang out in front of that. That is where basically our warm and cold air kind of meets. And so right now the storm is just slightly outflow dominant, but it definitely could change at any moment as it continues to track to the east. But definitely a little bit more motion than what we just saw a few minutes ago. Oh, there's a UPS truck.
UPS guy's like, "What's up?" Oh, UPS guy's coming
back. The UPS truck is backing up. Hope you're feeling better.
Yes, sir.
Definitely doing a little bit better.
Yeah, keeping a close eye on it.
I will. Have a good day, man. I like your ride.
Be safe, dude.
UPS driver is a little bit concerned. So random. You actually see the birds right there. Middle of your screen again. Not really seen a whole lot of rotation. There's been a little bit more motion though here over the last few minutes. Hey, sometimes you gotta ask a storm chaser what's going on.
He leaves and comes back.
Check and see. Do we have? Yeah, we do have a chaser actually coming up on the Ohio storms. We're gonna go ahead and go 3 cam, and we'll put them up in a moment. They don't have anything yet, but there is a storm chaser that's approaching that storm. We're keeping an eye on them. This back to live radar though right now. Again, this is our storm just south of Louisburg. This is back over to the south of Kansas City that we're keeping an eye on. It is trying to organize right now. Notice again, it has a little hook right now just off to the west of Leslie. Rotation's been pretty broad over the last few minutes, but we're still keeping an eye on it as it continues to move to the northeast. There's also a few other storms down to the south of I-35 that are kind of near boundaries that are attempting to try to rotate, but a lot of them are kind of moving too far to the north and away from that area of elevated spin. And so right now these storms are struggling. The one that has been the most dominant so far is the one that is directly south of Kansas City. I also want to point out, on top of there being a threat of severe weather today, the Weather Prediction Center has put out a moderate risk of excessive rainfall, which does encompass areas just to the north of Wichita, Kansas, all the way back through Kansas City and St. Joseph. We are expecting a lot of rain over the next few hours, and I do think flooding is going to become a pretty big concern in these areas as we continue to see a lot more showers and storms bubble up. There's a lot of moisture as well. This is all kind of circling around our upper level ridge as well that's down to the southeast, and then also our little mesoscale convective vortex. So everything's just kind of surging into this particular area, which is why we are going to see a more elevated flooding threat here this evening across Kansas and Missouri. So if you're on the roadways tonight, turn around, don't drown. Do not try to drive into flooded roadways. We've had so many cars that have been stranded by floodwaters over the last really 2 to 3 weeks. It has been an unbelievable number. So definitely make sure that you're taking that seriously. This is back to a live shot here just off to the east of our storm here that is actually not currently severe warned, believe it or not. It was producing damaging winds when Freddie McKinney was on it. But you can still see there's a decent amount of motion. The clouds are still pretty low. I haven't really seen a whole lot of rotation. It's been very broad so far. And we also got a train now. On top of the UPS driver, we now got a train going by. Also, this is a live shot of the storm back over in Ohio right now. This is from PA Storm Trackers. It's in Mechanicsburg, Ohio. So we got a big shelf cloud. This is just to the west of Columbus. They have a tornado possible label still on this storm. Bottom right of your screen is a live shot on radar.
Oh yeah, look at that. At least the shelf cloud's nice.
Shout out to Wolf of the super chat. Kansas City resident, do you know how long this risk will be posed for in the metro? I think the tornado risk will be until about 8 to 9 o'clock tonight. We got about 4 hours or so.
Oh lot of lift, and south of us has got a lot of lift.
It's pretty impressive shelf cloud, though, especially for how this storm looks on radar. It does not look that impressive, but that's a big shelf
Either
cloud.
one. We're right in between.
And this is what it looks like on live radar right now. So again, pretty decent looking storm. I mean, overall, it's just, again, a line of storms very clustered together. This was tornado warned just a few minutes ago. Obviously, no longer is tornado warned, but we'll be keeping an eye on it in case we get anything rotating as this continues to push to the east. If we go back to the terminal radar site, you can still see there's a very broad area of rotation just south of South Charleston, right along an outflow boundary, but I'm not seeing anything really that crazy or that would really think, at least make me think that we're about to see a tornado on this storm. That's, again, going in the direction of Columbus. There's also a storm that has been going up just east of Columbus. I'm not also seeing any rotation on that storm. Looks mostly just like some gusty winds and small hail right now. As it organizes, may see a brief tornado risk, but again, I'm not super confident that that's going to be doing much of anything either as that continues to push to the east. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. Let me go back over to, let's go back to Storm Chaser IRL and the storm that is still trying to rotate right now. Back off to the south of Kansas City. My cat's trying to escape. You know, for the record, by the way, if you guys did not know this, I think I made an announcement yet, but we do now have a cat cam.
Oh, Jesus!
That lightning was close. We do now have a cat cam for future.
Oh, that was right on top of my car. Bro.
Hey, Maryland, for the 27 months. Storm's doing some funky things. Again, bottom right of your screen is what it looks like on radar. We still got that little hook shape to it. It's not really much. It's right along the outflow boundary. It's been broadly rotating over the last few minutes as well. Oh, wow. Wow. That was close, too. Cloud to ground lightning on this storm is pretty fierce right now. That's 2 in a row. 2 in about a minute. If you're anywhere near the storm, near Harrisonville in far western Missouri or near Louisburg in Kansas, definitely be staying indoors. There's a second cloud to ground lightning strike here in the last minute. I clicked off at a bad time.
To the end of it. I kind of hate to leave now.
Hey, Jessa for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Max, from 2 truck drivers who depend on your tour content. Appreciate the super chat. Glad I can help. And also Christina for the super chat. I wonder if we're gonna get another one.
Because eventually we're gonna have to go north. I almost say we just wait it out.
We're gonna go back to him in a second. I do want to point out, wow, holy crap, look at the shelf cloud.
Poor southeast Missouri and northeast Arkansas.
Look at the shelf cloud in Ohio. Got multiple layers. Almost looks like the IHOP stack of pancakes type shelf cloud here. This back over in Mechanicsburg, Ohio, just west of Columbus. Pretty crazy looking. What I was about to talk about, though, is that we do have a mesoscale discussion for this particular area in Kansas and as well as Missouri. They have mentioned that a few damaging wind gusts and a few brief tornadoes are possible. A watch may be needed this afternoon. So far, no watch has been issued anywhere near Kansas City, but we are keeping an eye on a potential for a couple or maybe even a few tornadoes over the next few hours. The most probable peak intensity is between 85 to 115 miles per hour. So definitely make sure that you're staying weather aware. Again, this is expected to be a pretty quick afternoon. We're talking about a 3 to 4 hour timeline right now for severe weather for most areas. We've had some severe weather ongoing over the last few hours, but the bulk of it will be happening between now and about 8:30 or 9 o'clock tonight. Luckily, we're not talking about a big time nighttime threat, but nonetheless, it is a threat that we need to continue to monitor. But crazy looking shelf cloud here. Again, back over in Ohio, just off to the west of Columbus. You want to put that back up on the bottom right of your screen. My cat is having a cat moment right now.
Hi.
Wish I could show you guys. This back over to Storm Chaser IRL, who's underneath the storm in Kansas. Bottom right of your screen is a storm in Ohio that we were just looking at. Thank you, Gifts, for becoming a member.
Yeah, it's hard to see right now because it's kind of over me.
Still not seeing a whole lot of rotation.
Flattened out a little bit.
So be the storm to try to do something, though. Again, it is broadly rotating on radar still. We also just got a... we also, by the way, for the record, this is kind of crazy. We have 10 severe thunderstorm warnings. One of them is in California right now. Don't see that very often. For Tima and Trinity counties. There's two. There's one also for Sierra and Plumas County in California.
I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, Koch. I can't wait to, though.
You're starting to get absorbed by a lot of the rain right now. We'll go back to them in a moment. This is back over to live radar. Again, we got a bunch of storms right now just to the south of Kansas City. None of them really rotating a whole lot. We got some broad rotation south of Ottawa that we need to keep an eye on. That could be slightly contaminated because of how far it is from the radar site. Maybe a little bit of side lobe contamination. But this is one of the storms that we are keeping an eye on that is currently tracking to the northeast. Would have at least a low-end chance of producing a tornado in the next 30 minutes. Better chance probably an hour from now. And then to the south of Belton and Lee Summit, this is again the main supercell that we need to continue to keep a very close eye on. Assuming it continues to track northeast, it will have a more elevated chance at producing a tornado as it goes towards I-49 and 291 just off to the northwest of Archie. That is not currently a concern for Kansas City. This is kind of the activity that we need to be monitoring for the Kansas City metro area. If we go over to the more localized look at the tornado risk, again, notice that it is a 5% tornado risk, which does include Topeka, Ottawa, Gardner, Belton, Grain Valley. Obviously, Kansas City's in this, and it also goes through Emporia. I think most areas back off here to the west are not really looking at much of a tornado risk. I think the bulk of the tornado risk right now is further back off to the east. Nonetheless, definitely stay weather aware, at least for the next few hours. It really does not hurt. I think overall, again, this event is only going to last a few hours. We're not talking about a 7 to 8 hour tornado risk. This is probably only going to last for the next maybe 3 or 4 hours. That's kind of what I'm expecting as of right now. This is our STP values, otherwise known as our significant tornado parameter values across Kansas and Missouri. And notice how the bulk of them around 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight are mostly on the eastern half of this risk area. That is also where we have more discrete supercells that are ongoing right now, and those discrete storms will have a better chance at producing tornadoes. So definitely make sure that you're staying alert there. Also, we got a few more severe storms going up right now. We also have one that has gone up south of Fort Wayne. That is currently producing quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is approaching Lancaster and Huntington back over here in Indiana. There is a little bit of probably just contamination there. But this storm might actually try to rotate a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if we got a brief tornado out of this storm. It's actually approaching an outflow boundary right now. So I'll have to keep an eye on this as it approaches Lancaster in Indiana. Back over near Lima in Ohio, we also have a severe warning there, which just got canceled. Great timing. Back off to the south, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning near Columbus, Ohio. That is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. They have removed the tornado possible label from this storm for the time being, but overall, just be ready for 60-mile-per-hour winds. A little bit of pocket change size hail can't be ruled out as that continues to push to the east. We also have severe storms in New Jersey right now. Most of these are moving offshore within the next hour, but anywhere from Middletown in New Jersey all the way back through Wilmington in Delaware, we can expect a scattered variety here of 60-mile-per-hour winds that'll all be approaching the coastline. So if you're at the beach right now, it's probably a good idea to get out of the beach and get to a more safe, area here over the next few hours. You're probably going to get rained out anyway with these storms moving through. Also, we've had some reports back over New England. 4 reports, according to Radar Omega here. There was a tree down from a lightning strike in Wallingford, Connecticut. We also had lightning strike at attached garage, which caused a structural fire at about 4 o'clock back over in Lisbon, Connecticut. And then we also had over North Smithfield, a large tree was down and also a fire due to lightning. And then one last fire report. A garage was on fire due to lightning back over in Swansea, Massachusetts. And all the black circles on the map here are all different damage reports, likely most of those being trees down. So we've had a ton of different reports. This is back over to Freddie. He's underneath our storm that we're still keeping an eye on just to the south of Kansas City.
No way. Is there actually a Starlink outage?
Apparently there's a Starlink outage.
If so, then that's tough.
I know Freddie uses Starlink, so
That's really tough.
there was a Starlink outage yesterday.
Up here, I got Niagara Falls coming through my window.
What? Huge shout out to
guess
Steven
I'll
with the
shoot east a little
$100
bit.
super chat. I'm on my way to Harrisonville and getting ahead of that cell. Thanks for all their hard work. Appreciate that.
So I just
Stay
gotta
safe.
keep my cell
Thanks
booster
also Holly for becoming a member.
close
Welcome
to
to
my phone
Velocities.
as possible. Cell booster's gonna be working overtime.
Back to Freddie in a moment. It sounds like his connection's actually been pretty choppy. It usually isn't like that, but I'm pretty sure it's literally something he cannot control, which is, it sounds like there's been a Starlink outage. So I don't know if anybody else has heard about that. I have a Starlink that basically backs up the Wi-Fi if it goes down. And unfortunately, if for whatever reason it did go down, that would be a big problem. Also, this back over on the Ohio storm, that is Ben. This back on the Ohio storm, this is PA Storm Trackers, back off to the west of Columbus.
Said, I'm new here from Evans.
They are underneath that shelf cloud now. You can kind of see the whale's mouth sort of feature there. Very bright skies on the left. That is where the leading edge of the shelf cloud is.
Marginal risk.
The storm is definitely pretty outflow dominant.
Zero tornado chance.
Hey, Nikki from the 6-month membership.
It was zero.
We didn't get here quite quick enough to get in the warning.
If you're new here from Evans channel, please make sure to give us a sub. That's the best way to.
So that's back over there, again, just to the west of Columbus in Ohio. Again, right now, the storm overall does not look like anything too crazy. You can see the outflow boundary. It's very far out in front of this line of storms now. I think the tornado risk, generally speaking, for Ohio will be very low. It's not zero, but it's definitely on the lower side of things, which will, again, be moving into Columbus here shortly. There are a couple live cameras also going to be coming up here back over in the Columbus area that we are keeping an eye on, but generally speaking, it's just a large shelf cloud. Don't really expect much of a tornado risk. Also, back over in Pennsylvania near Williamsport, we do have a severe warning here for 60-mile-per-hour winds that's moving to Jersey Shore, Montgomery, White Deer, going towards Lewisburg. There's a few more pop-up storms outside of this as well near Bloomsburg and just south of Scranton that are also producing some gusty winds and a little bit of small, possibly up to dime-sized hail. Not looking at anything severe there as of right now. They have just canceled the severe thunderstorm watch for all of Connecticut and Rhode Island and even Massachusetts. So if you're in those areas, a few more lightning strikes are possible near the coastline, but generally speaking, the severe weather is moving out in southern New England. Back over New Jersey, though, we're still dealing with the damaging wind threat. That'll continue here again for the next few hours. Just to the south of Philadelphia, they did report a 54-knot wind gust, which is near 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is just outside, again, of Philadelphia. So we are still experiencing high winds right now in New Jersey. Let's go back over to Kansas. We just got a special weather statement on the storm south of Ottawa. That is going to be for some gusty winds. The storm is near an outflow boundary. I don't really think this is going to be producing much of a tornado risk, but we'll be continuing to keep an eye on it in case anything does happen there. As of now, though, again, the severe weather risk is on the lower side of things with that particular storm. This is back over to PA Storm Trackers along the outflow boundary in Ohio. Hey, Johnny, for the $10 super chat. I got nothing else going on, so what am I going to watch? Or I'm going to watch you watch the weather while I play Helldivers 2025. I've never heard of that game. I appreciate the super chat. Hey, Pin Game for the super chat. Anything to worry about in Colorado? I don't think so. It's going to be just an isolated hailstorm. That's really about it.
Oh, that was so pretty.
Hey, Steven, for the super chat as well. We actually got Ben back. This is what Ben's looking at now. See if his connection stays up. Let me go back a few seconds.
Got a nice storm here just to the...
Is Ben? Baby?
There we go. It looks like we're connected. All right, well, here we go. It looks like we're connected.
This is Ben Williams view of the storm back over here to the northwest of Archie.
Trees blocking the way here, but I could maybe try.
Not sure if his connection's going to stay up, though.
Well, let's see here. We can go back around this way.
Just southwest of Harrisonville. The storm's definitely gotten a lot more elevated. Not really a whole lot of rotation that I am visibly seeing, and again, the clouds are still somewhat low. You can see on the bottom right of your screen, it's a very weak area of rotation. It's really not much. Not enough to produce a tornado as of right now. Just off to the northwest of Lisley in Missouri. We'll continue to keep an eye on Ben, but his connection is currently on the weak side of things right now. Hey, Tornado Pagey for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Is this in Arkansas? Arkansas is not expecting severe weather today. Not expecting severe weather in Arkansas. I want to throw it out there, by the way. I didn't really have a whole lot of an expectation to go live today, but we obviously got this last second 5% tornado risk in Kansas and also Missouri. And you know, what's funny is that like today was the day I was planning on moving everything to the new studio, because I've not yet moved like out of my place I was in, you know, from being in college. So I had to move everything out today. Barely made it back, for the record. And I also got a Wawa sub, and I wasn't even able to get that because I had to rush back. I was like, you know, literally in a hurry, because I literally did not think we were going to get a 5% tornado risk today, and I didn't really think there was a whole lot of a legitimate tornado risk. Obviously, right now there is a 5% in place, but so far things have been fairly slow. I mean, again, we have a lot of storms out there, just none of them are really doing a whole lot as of right now. It'll be interesting to see, though, these southern storms. I think these are the ones that we need to keep the closest eye on. So far, they haven't been rotating a whole lot. They're just really, you know, weak, strong storms right now. That's the best way to put it. They're really just producing gusty winds. There's still broad rotation on the one near Lisley, but nonetheless, still something that we need to keep an eye on. Also, this is a new mesoscale discussion that we just got. For some reason my keyboard is spamming R. This is a new mesoscale discussion that we just got. Believe it or not, this back over in California and Nevada. That'll be for isolated severe gusts being possible this afternoon. So again, not something you see very often. You do see it in the summer quite often, but just a kind of a rare little severe weather event back on the West Coast. But yeah, I ordered a sub at Wawa, right? I ordered a legitimate sub. I ordered a sub. And, you know, I was waiting. And I was waiting, and I was waiting, and I was like, all right, I can't wait any longer. Like, it was like a long drive, so I had to get back here. Just in case something happened, so. But we're here, in case anything gets crazier back over near, Kansas City. It's back over to Ben on the storm here that is just to the west of Freeman. So that was a little hook shape to it. It might not have a whole lot more juice left in it, though. Hey, Zohan for the super chat. Growing up, I watched the Discovery Channel or news to learn about weather. Nowadays, I go to YouTube to watch Max. How times change. They have definitely changed a lot. In general, though, like, media has changed a lot, too, like, over the years. Obviously, social media has been a big thing. Like, it's been huge. I'm actually going to, or I'm planning on going to a conference in September that's going to be like meteorology based and stuff, and I'm going to likely be participating on a panel, assuming weather is good and all that. And you know, it'll be interesting to see how everybody's perspective is on social media, because I know there's a lot of meteorologists, obviously, that are like, you know, social media is, you know, now the new upcoming thing with weather, and it literally is. I mean, it has been for years now, but it's continuing to get even bigger and bigger. So, and I don't see it ever really I don't see it like shrinking by any means anytime soon. I think cable and news and stuff like that is definitely not really on the way out, but it's definitely getting smaller. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma that is near a need. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds just off to the west of Covington and Garber. That is currently moving to the northeast. We got a few more storms popping up just to the south and east of Wichita as well. Majority of these right now just producing maybe some gusty winds. Very tiny hail is possible, but not expecting anything too crazy. There is a storm that went off just to the east of Augusta as well. That has kind of a little hook shape to it, but it is a little bit further to the east of the outflow boundary. So there's a chance that this tries to produce something. It's actually right along our boundary here, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. In the back over near Eureka, just a few pop-up storms, nothing super organized as of right now. This is also a live shot back over in Burlington, Kansas. This is one of the radar Omega cyclone ports. Looks pretty overcast right now, nothing out of the ordinary back over here near Burlington, but we are keeping an eye on the storms that are just back off to the west of Burlington. Very low tornado potential in the next 30 minutes. It's back over to Freddie, who's on the storm.
It locks in here for a second.
Just south of Kansas City. Freddie is also live inside the Radar Mega app.
Here for a second,
which you can download at the top link in the description below.
Google Starlink.
The latest scan is actually showing a little bit more rotation. It's really not much.
Internet. Satellite internet service.
There is some broad rotation on radar.
You know, big storms, stuff like that can impact it.
DoorDash a sub.
Very useful. When
already
you don't
wasted
have
$6 on a sub.
All you have is satellite.
And I didn't even get to eat it.
Or
even get it. I didn't even get to get it in general.
In here, Sean. Where at?
We do have a little, not really a breaking news report, but we do have a report out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. According to Brandon Alexander, who I believe is a storm chaser, there was a well-defined pencil-like funnel cloud near mile marker 70. Let me go to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania here. So this is back over to the, this was actually, it might be old report. Nope, it is new. All right, so it's this storm here. That's the one that's going towards Elizabethtown and Columbia. That's moving currently to the southeast. That was about 14 minutes ago, but this storm may be trying to do something here, going in the direction of Columbia and Lancaster. So this will be a storm that we're going to be keeping a close tab on. I think, generally speaking, the threat of a tornado with this storm is going to be on the low side of things, but if it is to produce anything crazy, we'll definitely keep an eye on it just south of Harrisonburg on radar. Not really seeing any rotation, but definitely would not be shocked if there's a small funnel cloud. Again, very low tornado risk anywhere along the East Coast today.
Here, yeah, I do I do know Ben's out here.
So
Ben
back
Williams
to Freddie.
is also out here
Right side of your
chasing
screen's the
now.
area of interest.
You're actually in
Still
Missouri.
broadly
No
rotating
shot.
in western Missouri now, just south of Westline.
What? Dude, how did I get into Missouri? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know I crossed into Missouri. There's no way. So, I didn't even realize I was that far.
trying to get out.
I had no clue I was that far east.
How's the Philly area looking? Most of Philadelphia is going to be clearing out in the next, like, 30 minutes.
No, I'm in Missouri. He's right, Core. He's right.
This is the latest scan, and it just got even weaker.
This. Probably stream will cut here in a second. I'm just across. There's the line right here. Yeah, there goes the stream.
This is back over to the live shot on radar. And again, this storm has been trying to rotate. The outflow boundary you can still see is a little bit out in front of this storm. It's definitely losing energy. The only way that this storm produces a tornado is if it can continue to track more to the east. And so far, it has not done that. It's been mostly going to the north and northeast. It's kind of losing its structure a little bit. This is the echo tops also, just to kind of give you an idea of how high and how tall this storm has been. And at one point, back off to the east of Paola in Kansas, it was at about 50,000 feet. The last few scans, even though it's a little bit closer to the radar site, they're indicating it's down to about 45,000 feet. So it's at least shrinking in size here as it continues to track into western Missouri. But still something that we're keeping an eye on. Apparently, this was from yesterday. Back over in Berwyn, Illinois. This is a report. This is a crazy report, which is why I'm going to talk about it. Apparently... there was power lines next to a BP gas station in Berwyn, Illinois, that were downed, which caused two main gas lines to ignite. The resulting fire spread to a nearby tree before the gas lines eventually exploded. The explosion caused the adjacent gas station building to collapse and also shattered the windows of nearby residences and businesses. So that is from yesterday. I don't know if anybody heard about that. I don't know if there's anything on social media about that, but that is actually kind of crazy. This is Ben Williams near Freeman right now. Storm's definitely not looking super organized. That was in Berwyn, Illinois yesterday.
There's a little bit of motion in there. I mean, there's definitely...
If you guys have any photos or videos,
rotation,
you can add us on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX.
As far as low-level rotation goes, there's not much.
We had some really cool photos from Ohio.
Not much low-level rotation to speak of, so... Not much, guys.
That's some really cool photos from Ohio here. This is from PA Storm Trackers we just had on a few minutes ago. Back over just to the west of Columbus. This is the shelf cloud, which again is kind of like it's almost like a mini cold front. Again, warm air is out in front of it, cold air is behind it. These are usually when we see a shelf cloud like this, their outflow dominant tornado risk is very low because of all the cold and stable air inside of the storm itself. And you can clearly see again a big shelf cloud there. Another view of that shelf cloud from a different perspective. And here's another one. This is the last one, which honestly looks even more impressive, but you can see how it's all surging out here, more out in front. It's kind of pushing a little bit more out in this center point. So pretty cool stuff. Back over in Ohio. If you guys are in western Ohio, you might actually see a really big shelf cloud here over the next 30 minutes or so. This is just off to the west of Columbus. Generally speaking, the outflow boundary has gotten way more out in front of this line of storms. So these storms are going to probably weaken as they approach Columbus. Downburst damaging winds are still possible. And then these new storms that are going up will probably be the new formation of another cluster of storms that'll probably go towards Circleville, Grove City, and just north, and possibly into Washington Courthouse, just outside of Columbus here. There's also a storm near Newark that has been going up here over the last little bit. I'm not seeing really much rotation on this. Overall, the main concern will be gusty winds as this continues to push to the east. Really broad rotation, if any, on the south side of Newark. This is the kind of storm, though, that can sometimes produce a brief tornado this time of the year. So it's something we'll be keeping an eye on. I think if we were to see a tornado risk anywhere in Ohio, it would probably be that storm going towards Zanesville and Cambridge. There's also, again, a lot of storms going into New Jersey right now. A lot of this is falling apart in New Jersey, but we still have a strong line of thunderstorms that is moving into Medford, Winslow Township, Alloway Township, and also going towards Vineland. That'll be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, so be ready for that as it continues to push to the southeast.
We're gonna chase this thing until it doesn't look very
Back
good
over to
anymore,
Ben Williams in Kansas. Mentioned a moment ago, there's a little bit of motion. I don't think there's a whole lot, though.
Really hope that we're able to keep our service here, but we shall see.
Storms were crazy rolling through western Ohio. We lost power for a bit. Yeah, storms like this, especially with all the trees and power lines, it's not hard to have power, power flickers or even just lose power in general. It's also Storm Chaser IRL's view of this storm.
Well, we ain't going down that road. That's what I said when we gotta watch for roads.
It's going down a dirt road. Definitely not recommended. Chicago update, not expecting much in Chicago today. All this storm should be down to your south.
Yeah, we pay cash for my windshields. And we always
Back
will.
to him in a second.
So
this is,
I choose not to use
real
Rain-X
quickly.
because Rain-X sucks.
Where is his audio? There it is. Back over in California, we do have severe weather. I do want to touch on this just for a moment. Back off to the east and west of I-5, there are 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. We got one back over here, kind of in the middle of nowhere. A lot of mountains, though. Back off to the west of Red Bluff. The other one is a slightly more populated area near Hamilton Branch, both producing quarter-sized hail. Again, it's that time of the year. Sometimes we get severe weather back over in California, and we got just a little bit of severe weather going on in California right now. So it's back to Freddie McKinney. He has a view of the storm there in Kansas.
Charlie, I feel like I found you through, I feel like I almost found you through Twitter.
You think Massachusetts is good? I do. Yeah, if you're Massachusetts, I think you guys are good. If you are in Connecticut, Rhode Island, I think you guys are good too. That's one of the reasons why I did not put you guys in the thumbnail, because 1, the timing of going live, and then 2, there's really no risk of severe weather anymore in that area. This is the latest radar scan. Again, we still got a hook on the storm. It's very weakly, and honestly, again, not really rotating a whole lot. Just very weak rotation, tracking up towards I-49 right now. So again, I think the tornado risk, generally speaking, is on the low side of things right now. We are starting to watch a little bit more rotation, though, off to the west of Owatomi, just to the southwest of Panola. So that's something they'll have to keep an eye on. This is in eastern Kansas. This storm's been organizing just a little bit more now as it continues to track to the east. It's been moving a little bit more to the east now. It's more of a right-hand moving supercell, so there's a slightly better chance that might try to produce a tornado at some point. And then just off to the west of Burlington, again, most of these storms are not producing severe weather, just gusty winds and a lot of lightning. But if anything changes, we'll obviously let you know. This is Freddie's view. Wow, they actually got a decent little circular base forming now.
I found you through Copic.
Forming on the storm now. We
Some
didn't really
of you
have
guys,
that
looks
before.
like a lot of you guys found me through the videos. Yeah, the videos are probably the #1 way.
This is again
The
your
#1 way
right
where people have probably found me from. It's by far where most of my views have come from on my channel. They're kind of
How about northeastern Ohio? Not expecting much. Again, just isolated.
I'd say they're probably like
damaging being the biggest
80% YouTube videos, 20% live streams. Most of you guys have probably found the channel through those means. Alejandro, I don't know if I just said your name right. Totally probably just butchered it, but thank you for the super chat, man. We're trying to find some of those
Back to him in a
gosh
second. This is a new mesoscale discussion that we just got back over in the High Plains, Colorado, and western Nebraska and southwestern South Dakota. Biggest concern will be damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Also, hail up to the size of $50 is also a possibility. So definitely stay weather aware back over there. Again, not expecting really much severe weather, but a little bit of isolated severe weather is in play.
I have a mini supercell right now. It's a very mini one, though. But that is a wall cloud right in front of us here. We still have an RFD cut coming around right here. This would be your RFD cut, the south side of the mesocyclone, and then you have this broad...
The last few students has perked up a little bit.
Honestly, it has. Maybe this thing's still got a shot at doing something here. Yeah, that's right, Jen.
For the super chat. Quiet in Des Moines tonight? I do think it'll be quiet in Des Moines.
Hey, you just passed my place. What's up, Tammy?
Did Max move? I did. It's a new studio.
Just past Tammy's place. Imagine we're probably passing by a few of you guys out there. Imagine there's a few.
Just once again going towards Harrisonville,
right here in the area, which I always find that interesting.
Missouri. This is another live shot from Storm Chaser IRL. Very ominous. Still has a chance of producing a tornado. Again, it's
I don't
not.
like that stuff either.
It's running into a less favorable environment, but
I don't like that stuff either.
Still has a chance. I think the chances are low.
The first big event on my channel.
It is possible.
And then Holly was just on a whole nother level. Cannot believe how much traction came from that.
I think April, May for
wow, there's a pretty good hook. There's a pretty solid hook on this thing.
Yeah, I mean, Freddie's mentioning it, but like there is a pretty good little hook on this storm. Overall, the surface base and low level rotation has been super weak, but this is rotating. It's just, I think it's very broad rotation. Not looking at anything, again, super out of the ordinary right now when it comes to rotation on this storm. This is interesting. Looks like there's some flooding. Wow. What happened here? Oh, some big flooding here, just off to the west of Pretty Man. This must have been from the rain that we've seen over the last few days.
It's flat water, so he might go for it.
I think that van is debating whether to go down there or not. We do have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall in place for surrounding areas near Kansas City. This is, again, this is like a side road. This is, I believe, Bennett Road near Highway 2, just east of Freeman in Kansas.
No way in hell. And I've got good tires on.
No way that guy tries to go down this road.
Bad on the cameras, I don't know, but...
Yeah, this guy might be working for like somebody who might have just called up his boss and is like, hey, can I drive down this? They probably said no, do not do that. It's probably what just happened. We're at their car for a second.
Maybe go for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that. Screw that, dude.
We're sitting there right now.
Tenfold, thank you for the 14.
Haven't done anything yet. They're sitting there.
13 just resubscribed for 14 months.
All right, we'll continue to watch, I guess. I don't know if they're gonna do anything.
A lot of,
by the way, we're down to 4 severe thunderstorm warnings. This is
these roads,
pretty low number. This back to Freddie McKinney looking at the storm that Storm Chaser IRL is also on here near Freeman. There's a wall cloud still. Again, it has not done much of anything, but you can still see the hook on the bottom right of your screen. It's broadly rotating. I am keeping an eye on Storm Chaser IRL in case they do, for some reason, try to go down the waters, which I would never do. View of the storm there. Oh, I think Freddie was just passing by that road. So yeah, that is, I'm not sure if this is an area that commonly gets flooding, but there's another car coming down. Oh.
This thing is still trying to, I mean...
They really gonna try?
It's weird.
Oh,
it's a weird,
they might be
weird radar image.
Okay, they might be going.
It looks like it's trying to develop a hook, but...
Hey, Nicholas, for the $5 super chat. Anything to worry about in the Oklahoma City Metro tonight?
Not very good.
I don't think so. Just maybe a pop-up storm or two. That car really looks like he's about to try. Oh my goodness, do not. Is there, like, there has to be a road that goes around this. Yeah, there's literally a road that goes around this. Oh, they just let their dog out. I don't think that was intentional.
Oh, that dude, for sure, that would be an issue.
Did they just let their dog out and, like, or was that something else?
Yeah, the truck's like, nope.
No way.
Oh, I guess they're a good dog. At least they stay with them.
Said no. We have a tester.
At least the van's turning around. Look at Freddy's view of the storm.
A beautiful supercell.
That must be a... What?
Now this is a mini supercell, guys. This is what a mini supercell looks like.
So no signs of a tornado. You can see bottom right of your screen, though, still has that little shape. The van is fully turned around. They are going back up the hill. There's literally a 4-minute detour to go around this road. I don't know why anybody would risk driving down it, but you never know. Hey, Connie, for 14 months.
Solid place.
What about St. Louis? Just isolated damaging winds will be the main concern.
See if I can find a little pole in. It's really nice up here. We're sort of a pole in here somewhere.
Flooded road t-shirt.
Only got driveways here.
We do have cheese curd merch coming soon, by the way. Been in the works for a while.
I want to pull off in a driveway. Well, it's kind of a...
Oh, really we got another car that's thinking about it.
I mean, literally, all you have to do is go down, like, what, half a mile?
Another car that is thinking about it. Person with the dog is talking to them. Where's Freddie? He's in here. Pretty Man,
still,
Missouri.
It's not like running really hard.
It's starting to rain heavier now.
Now that little block.
This road's definitely going to flood even further than it already is. It's on the east side of Freeman, Missouri. A lot more rain coming behind this, too. This isn't the only rain.
A foot, 2 feet deep over there? Foot and a half? 2 feet deep?
It's literally impossible to tell how deep the water is. That's one of the reasons why we always say turn around, don't drown. We literally, it could be, as he's saying, it could be like 1.5, 2 feet, but it also could be upwards of like...
They're all said no.
Easily be upwards of 8 feet. You never know. It's hard to tell. Hey, Valerie for the 11 months.
I don't blame them. That's a smart decision.
Get some W's for those people turning around. I mean, like, literally, that could have been terrible for, especially that low car. Hey, Valerie for the 11 months.
This is why we do have to be careful, guys.
How much in Iowa is expected tonight? Just a lot of rain.
Hey, I made it at least.
Actually got a street sign right there on the right that's just like down. Might be from a previous storm or just the flooding in general.
There's a little clear slot.
But they have fully turned around now. Again, that is back over near Freeman. That was once again, I think, Bennett Road. So if you're traveling in the Freeman area or west of Harrisonville, definitely do not travel down that road. It looks not like fun right now. The storm again that we've been looking at here west of Harrisonville still has a little hook, but again, I do not think there's much of a tornado risk with it as of right now. I think the chances of it producing a tornado are low. Back over to the south of Lebo near Burlington. These storms kind of look contaminated, but there might be a little bit of broad rotation near Burlington. Wow, look at this shot. This is live in Burlington. This is the radar Omega cyclone port, and we actually might have a little wall cloud forming on this. Trying to get the camera on a different full screen here. Let's see. It's Burlington, right? There's actually a pretty good view of this storm. I'm going to put it bottom left of your screen. Once it loads. This is also a view from Storm Chaser IRL on the other storm. But this storm near Burlington, Kansas actually could ramp up and produce a tornado risk here soon. It is at least broadly rotating. Back to Storm Chaser IRL.
I mean,
I can take it. Yeah, I don't think it's pretty low over there. I can take it and turn around and end up coming back and floor it.
We got low-hanging clouds there on the right. It's back over in Burlington, Kansas. As of now, no warning on this, nothing. It's just currently a strong storm. But with any storm that can stay a bit more discreet, there will be a little bit better of a chance of a tornado. We also just got a new severe thunderstorm warning in California. That's Lassen and Plumas counties. That'll be for quarter-sized hail. But once again, definitely low-hanging clouds there on the right. It's hard to tell if we actually have a fully developed wall cloud or not yet, but we should have a better view here in a few minutes near Burlington as the storm continues to track towards Route 75, also going towards the Wolf Creek Reservoir. There's definitely some contamination here, but I do think there's probably at least some sort of lowering near Burlington. See if there's any other radar sites that show anything. The radar site near Wichita doesn't really show much of anything, but I do think there's probably at least something trying to form back there. Also back over in Oklahoma, just outside of Covington and Garber near Enid. We are still watching for at least 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Not a whole lot near Oklahoma City right now. Most of the storm should stay off to your west this evening, but wouldn't rule out some downburst damaging winds out of the strongest storms that form. And then back over in Ohio, we no longer have any severe thunderstorm warnings. We are back down to just normal special weather statements. So nothing severe here anymore, but just continue to stay weather aware. There's a lot of lightning out there. And then on top of that, there will be a chance for a brief spin-up tornado if any storms can stay a little bit more discreet. The one east of Newark also is actually starting to surge a little bit more. This could get severe warned along I-70. It's moving towards Zanesville and Brush Creek. That's producing at least gusty winds around 50 miles per hour, but may also be producing upwards of 60-mile-per-hour winds here soon as that moves further east. And there are only other two severe thunderstorm warnings as of right now in the United States are back over in New Jersey. These are currently producing 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Why does my camera keep freezing? I do not understand that. I gotta fix this after the stream. It's been happening way more recently. It's only on live streams. My camera just freezes randomly. But that is to the southeast Philadelphia. 60-mile-per-hour winds moving towards the coast here. So continue to stay weather aware. Otherwise, most of the storms again along the east coast will be moving out here in the next hour. So that's the good news. It's back over to Burlington, Kansas. Oh, I guess we got the, oh my goodness, we have somebody going down there. Oh, they're backing up.
No, he said no.
I mean, I get that, like, it's an inconvenience to go around this flooding, but there's literally a road that can get you to the other side in like 3 or 4 minutes, I'm pretty sure. I don't understand why they even tried.
I mean, but then...
What's that? She was watching you for a little bit, and then she moved, and I was like, my live stream was like, we want to see how he's doing. Yeah.
You can make it to the dry spot there and see what happens.
I don't see anybody else down the road. I mean, it's not like a super busy roadway or anything, but still. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No more rain coming, at least for a little bit longer, so it will not stack up further beyond what it is right now, but we are going to get more rain probably in a few hours. That could accumulate more flooding there just outside of Harrisonville in Missouri. There's also a storm that just went up near Belton. This is just to the southeast of Kansas City. Not seeing really much other than gusty winds, but wouldn't rule out a low chance of a brief spin up as that goes up towards Lee Summit. But as of now, no tornado risk, at least for now. By the way, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Plumas County, California. The reason why I want to point this out is, one, it's producing ping pong ball sized hail. It's this thing near Caribou. On top of that, it is also moving west at 1 mile per hour. So this storm right now is moving west at 1 miles per hour. They also mentioned in the warning that it is nearly stationary. So very slow storm there. This could lead to some flooding concerns, by the way, over in the higher elevations. So definitely something to keep in mind if you're back over in California today. We got 3 severe thunderstorm warnings now in place. Believe it or not, California has the most severe thunderstorm warnings out of any state right now. We got 3. 3 warnings in California. Back over to Burlington, Kansas, just to the east of Emporia. I need to take off tilt 4. Storm again has some low clouds. We've been watching to see if this thing tries to, you know, rotate a little bit more. Actually, look at this. This is over near Waverly. So we are starting to see at least some more rotation on storms now. The one that's just south of Waverly actually has a broad area of rotation developing. That's going up towards Williamsburg and Homewood and Princeton here in eastern Kansas. So this is a storm that we're going to have to keep an eye on. You can actually see it's a small little low-top supercell that has just developed. So I'm definitely not ruling out a potential for a tornado with this down the road as it moves further up to the northeast. Again, it has just literally gone up. So I don't think we're completely out of the woods right now for a tornado risk. Also, we no longer have any storms that have tornado possible labels. This is Freddie McKinney's view of the storm near Harrisonville.
Got an iPhone way back in 2014. I broke my phone 3 times in 1 year.
No way we're breaking our phone 3 times.
One time I got ran over by a semi truck. And then ever since then, I've just been locked in. Been locked in ever since. Up until
how does your phone get run over by a semi truck? I need the full story.
My phone. So you know how it is. But look, we still got a decent base. This is your base right here. It's about to come overhead. Still have an RFD surge, and you still have broad rotation. This whole thing is rotating here.
Freddie needs Apple
really
Plus for $20 a month.
Right now is you got this.
How many times breaks his phone he does?
So
3 times in 1 year is
trying to
crazy.
do something, but it just can't quite get enough steam.
Where's Freddie? He's currently near Harrisonville in
quite get
Missouri. You can also track his location inside of the Radar Omega app with the top link in the description below. Storm Chaser IRL
down here, so
is also in that area.
we'll see what happens. This guy's like pulling him behind. Oh, we got somebody coming this way. So yeah, I picked the one spot where Why is there so much traffic on this road? Pick the one spot where there's a bunch of traffic on this road right now, so.
This is Storm Chaser IRL. He is no longer looking at the flooding. It's a view of the storm here near Harrisonville. We just got a new report.
Yep.
We got a new report back over in Columbus Junction, Iowa. As of moments ago, there are reports of high water in the town of Columbus Junction with local creeks overflowing to their banks. That would be right over here. So that's off to the west of Wapello, west of Davenport. Actually had some rain going through here over the last half hour to an hour. Very slow-moving complex of storms that's also now moving into Davenport, Milan, and Kelowna in western Illinois. We've also had some big flooding today back over in Chicago. If you guys have not already seen the videos on social media, they've been pretty crazy. I don't know if we have any, but we'll definitely keep an eye on it. But yeah, there's been a ton of crazy photos and videos. Also, this is a look at our environment back over in Kansas right now, and basically our significant tornado parameter values, and they're still elevated. I mean, our tornado risk has not gone anywhere. It's just a matter of time until we start to see storms organized more in this environment. Again, there is a 5% tornado risk in place where a few tornadoes are possible over the next few hours. Again, the tornado threat should go through about 8 o'clock or so tonight, maybe up until 9 o'clock, and then I think after that, things start to quiet down. But we still at least have a 2 to 3 hour time window here where we could see an isolated tornado or two. So definitely a good idea to be staying weather aware. Again, it does not hurt. If you want to do stuff in the meantime, just put, you know, our stream up on your YouTube TV or whatever it might be. Again, you can stream us on literally any smart TV on the YouTube app. The camera's doing that thing again. What in the world? I gotta fix that. Let's go back over to Freddie.
Yeah, you see anything good?
Back over near Harrisonville in Missouri.
Yeah, it's been spinning, you know, at times. It's definitely a mini supercell. It just hasn't been able to.
This was
really
looking like from the front side as I was coming in.
You mind if I show the stream?
Absolutely.
That's actually that's a really good shot of the structure. So, what's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob, Freddie.
Got a little meetup here.
But yeah, I'm just kind of keeping up.
Shelf cloud.
Yeah, how long have you been on it?
Actually, surprised by the flooding this summer. Not really surprised by the flooding. I think the biggest thing is it's a bit surprising. I think the biggest surprise was that Texas flood.
Couple hailstorms.
With how many fatalities happened. I think it, you know, again, it was forecasted, I think, in advance, like, decently. I just think there wasn't enough communication there ahead of time. Like, I don't think everybody expected all that rain to fall. Like, I wasn't expecting any more than maybe 6 inches of rain in most of those places, which would have still been significant, but not nearly
as bad as my buddy.
It wouldn't have been as significant as what it was, because we ended up having 20 inches of rain in some spots, like Streeter, Texas. So.
But yeah, I just don't really. This thing's been kind of a tease for the last just like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's just fun. There's some fun looking clouds, just just here.
Just back over to radar, back off to the southwest of Kansas City. I think we still have some contaminated radar scans here north of Burlington. I don't think that's really rotating a whole lot. I do think, though, the storm near Waverly is at least broadly rotating. There is a small little area of rotation that's just southeast of Waverly that'll be tracking towards 31. I think the tornado risk, again, is low right now, but this is one of the storms that has the really the strongest rotation out of anything we have on radar right now. So.
You wouldn't even go through that second wave of water.
This is Storm Chaser IRL.
Yeah, it was almost to the door. It was close to the door, so I was going to say if that's
to the south of Kansas City.
6 more inches, it's inside his truck.
By the way, we're sitting at 7 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Almost all of them are in California or Montana. We have 1 in New Jersey.
The funniest part, though, is when he got to that, realized, nah, too deep, and then instead of reversing slow, he just floors it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard him. He said he wanted to clean the undercarriage of his car.
It's Freddie looking at it. Zooming in on something.
line up maybe better with where, in theory, something could be happening on this storm. So
I don't think this storm that Freddy's on has much of a tornado risk anymore.
if
Again,
you guys
velocities
really
have been
want to
very
stretch
weak.
things a little bit, we could call that a funnel. So we'll call it a scunnel.
It's not a funnel.
We got a scunnel, guys.
A scunnel.
Yeah,
Scunnel's a new word.
Nice cut there, though. Like I said, that's your RFD kind of wrapping around this thing, and yeah.
No, that was a friend of mine who also storm chases. He apparently was watching your streams.
Oh,
Like,
no way.
shot.
No way. What's your friend's name?
Martin.
Martin, okay. What's up, Martin? A small world. That's pretty funny, but yeah. I'm afraid this thing could be on her last legs. I'll say that, and then it'll start to do something again, but
Scunnel, I sense a new t-shirt
it is cool
coming out.
looking, I'll give you that.
It's gone now. The Scunnel is gone.
At least I didn't have to drive like 10 hours for this. It was only like a 3.
Ooh, Nebraska. Yeah.
Well, actually now it should be about a 4-something hour drive, but it's not too bad.
Scunnel is not a word. We're making it a word.
Here's what it looks
Who
like
said?
on the
Who says we can't make up words?
Might be wrapping around.
There's the Radar Omega app, guys. It's up.
Literally a Scunnel. But yeah, this storm again is near Lake Annette, just northwest of Harrisonville here in Missouri. The cloud tops on the storm have been coming down quite a bit over the last little while. It is in our little radar, ring here, so it's actually not really visible anymore on radar to see how tall the storm actually is, but it's probably down to around 40,000 feet. It's definitely smaller than before. Only one lightning strike within the last 5-10 minutes or so we haven't seen a whole lot of lightning. We had a lot more on that storm earlier. We've been seeing an uptick of lightning, though, south of Topeka near Burlington. These storms have been definitely producing more frequent lightning, and that's one of the other reasons why I do think there's at least these storms in particular are intensifying. The one that is just southeast of Waverly, tracking up towards Williamsburg, Homewood, and Princeton, that little tiny storm, again, has a low-end chance of producing a tornado at some point down the road as it continues to push to the northeast. We literally got a sheriff out here now over in Harrisonville.
Right. Yeah, just kind of, I mean, it's been rotating for a while, but it's just, it's
so much activity on
far
Freddy's stream today.
from doing anything.
Was watching your guys' show.
Oh, is he watching the stream?
I thought I'd come out here and try and find you.
Oh, shoot. Well, what's your name?
For the $10 super chat.
Stansfield. Freddie, nice to meet you,
Nice to
man.
meet you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your service, too, by the way. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. I think I'll probably give it another, 20 minutes. If it doesn't do anything, I might just be out of here. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I know for your sake, you're probably not hoping the tornado drops down, so. Yeah.
Without that for tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm here, and then looking for some tornadoes and stuff. But yeah, it was nice meeting you, man. Are you watching the storm too?
My detective's watching it still.
What's your detective's name?
His name's Tony Sterner.
What was it?
Tony Sterner.
Tony Sterner. Okay.
Hello.
What's up, Tony? That's amazing. So, and
That'd be
what is
Tony,
Cass
Cass
County
County.
Sheriff here. So, shout out to the Cass
so
County
friendly, he
Sheriff's
is.
Office.
Probably the same thing.
Yeah, I've been following it for.
Right near the Scunnel. Oh, look at the shelf cloud. The storm's definitely gotten more outflow dominant. This is the same storm again near Harrisonville, but we got a big shelf cloud. Pretty cool looking storm still. Pancake cloud? Basically pancakes. It's making me hungry. But yes.
It's hard for me to go to your wish list.
Multiple pancakes.
So much crap I can't buy.
Hey, Jason, for the super chat.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm sorry. Gotta do what we gotta do, though.
Looks like a man-made cloud. Yeah, we've never seen clouds like this before. Alrighty. Alright, we'll go back over to live radar. This is back over near Harrisonville. Again, not really seeing a whole lot of rotation on that storm. The one that went up just to the south of Kansas City near Lee Summit, that is mostly just gusty winds right now, pushing up into Greenwood and Lone Jack. There is also a chance that these storms could kind of merge into a cluster going up towards I-70 and Route 50, so that's something to keep an eye on. Back off to the south of Osage City and I-35. These are the storms, again, I think that have the best chance of producing a tornado risk in the next hour. Not seeing anything, again, imminent right now, but we've at least been seeing some broad rotation, especially near Waverly, moving up towards towards Homewood in Kansas. A little update on our severe thunderstorm warnings in some other areas. Back over in Ohio, we had severe weather ongoing here earlier. Just a lot of strong storms right now that are tracking into Columbus, just outside of Lancaster, near Newark and I-70, Hopewell, and Zanesville. We are expecting, again, a very, very, very low-end tornado risk for the next hour in Ohio. We obviously had a tornado warning earlier. If we were to see a tornado, it would probably be on the storm again that's going towards Zanesville, but again, as of now, I do not see anything that's imminent. Just something that we're keeping an eye on going along I-70, moving eastbound. Back over along the East Coast into Pennsylvania and as well as New Jersey, we have a line of storms that is currently approaching the coast near Stafford Township, Millview, and Hamilton Township, going towards Atlantic City and Ocean City. That'll be producing 60-mile-per-hour winds. No tornado risk on those storms. They are very outflow dominant. And the one that did produce a funnel cloud earlier near York and Red Lion, that is currently producing 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is tracking the direction of Little Britain and also Oxford right now. So that is kind of the general overview of all of our other storms right now.
Fast.
Just back over to Storm Chaser IRL, who has a bunch of rising motion here on the storm that is just to the southwest now of our radar site near Harrisonville. All scud though right now. Nothing really rotating.
What's interesting, you guys see the clouds here? Look at the direction the clouds are going here, right? Now, let's look over here. Look at the direction those clouds are going. They're going the exact opposite. Isn't that interesting? So over here, they're going right to left. Right here, they're going left to right.
Yeah, we got some rising motion. Not a whole lot.
It means
anything to write home about when it comes to a tornado risk, but there's rising motion.
Now, if they were coming towards
really have a
each
whole lot
other, I'd
before.
be getting excited. But the fact that they're going away from each other, yeah.
As Storm Chaser IRL just alluded to, there is diverging scud here, which usually means that we have more of just a wind threat rather than a tornado risk. Scuttle.
Very scuddy. Very scuddy.
By the way, Dallas-Fort Worth, for the first time since at least 2021, has not hit 100 degrees this year. It's been a long time since we've waited this long for 100-degree temperatures in Dallas-Fort Worth. That is from the DFW airport. They hit 99 today, though. Tomorrow they should hit 100.
See, this is where the noobs report a bunch of funnels.
Yeah, for the record, again, all that we're looking at here is scud. There's nothing when it comes to a funnel cloud. That said, it does look like it's kind of... I don't think it's really rotating. You kind of see, like, at the very top of your screen, there's a little bit of left to right. I think those clouds that were just going that direction, I don't think it's really rotating. Kind of middle of your screen, it's going a little bit more right to left. It is turning a little bit more, though, now than before. I don't think it's really rotating much, but it is kind of spinning just a little bit.
Nathan, look at your Discord DM.
Spinning a little bit. Not a whole lot, though. Discord, that is his Discord, that's not mine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Make me check. Sorry, if there's ever a notification sound that goes off on stream, I do apologize. It does actually happen more often than not. It's usually with chasers. That's what it looks like in Burlington, Kansas right now. The winds are actually starting to gust a little bit more. This is on the Burlington, Kansas Radar Omega Cyclone Ports, little camera over here in Burlington. Did allude to there being very weak rotation earlier. Mostly just gusty winds, increasing lightning as well on this storm. Near New Strawn. But again, nothing really beyond gusty winds. They don't even have a special weather statement on this as of right now. Back to being fairly calm. Rain's coming down there. That's near Burlington once again. Right at a Subway and a McDonald's.
Oh, jeez. Looks like the main boundary's been...
So yeah, that's back over near Burlington. Again, we got multiple storms going up right now west of Garnett. I do think the tornado risk, again, is going to be the highest out of these new storms that are going up, that are moving up towards Ottawa. We still have a favorable environment, again, for tornadoes all the way through at least 8 o'clock tonight, especially if anything can stay a bit more discreet. The initial batch of storms that we've had have really not done a whole lot. Again, most of them have been mostly just gusty winds. We had a few wall clouds. Again, over time, we've had about 5, 6, 7 different wall cloud reports from East Kansas all the way back into western Missouri. But generally speaking, again, nothing has actually produced so far today. It's been a pretty quiet day so far. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning back over in Pennsylvania that is just east of Allentown. It's a little discrete storm here that is moving towards Easton that is producing 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. This is already going through an area that was hard hit by storms earlier today. A lot of those storms knocked down trees and power lines, and we may see more of that here over the next hour as this storm tracks in the direction of Trenton in New Jersey. Also, if you are boating back over near Atlantic City or Ocean City, you might want to get back to your dock as we do have storms currently approaching the coastline with some frequent lightning and then damaging winds also being a possibility. And again, we will continue to watch for at least damaging winds for the next half hour as this approaches Surf City, Atlantic City, and Egg Harbor Township as well. Otherwise, again, Ohio, mostly just gusty winds right now. We got a lot of lightning still out there, but mostly just gusty winds across the board, across central and southern Ohio right now. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley. Let me fix it. It's probably on my end. Yay! Let me fix that. Give me 1 second.
Fun fact.
Love having technical difficulties. I don't know where I can go to fix this.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not getting any good...
We need a cobalt counter.
Try talking now. Yep, alright, Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max. So we do have a moderate risk of flash flooding today that basically is the same area as our 5% tornado risk, but it looks like both of these risks are going through the same failure mode right now, which is just we had storms convect too far to the east. The convection we have right now is literally on the edge of our moderate risk already, and although we are expecting to see some redevelopment back off to the west, sort of as storms make their ways north over the next few hours, there is a chance that we could see that flash flooding threat kick up as well as the tornado threat, but for now it does look like we have dodged both hazards just because storms fired a little too far off to the east.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update. Technical difficulties that we have. I'm trying to fix this camera thing. It's broken. Everything's broken today. Alright, let's go back over to Storm Chaser IRL, who is really underneath the storm. Again, I don't think this has much left in it.
Could be some flooding.
Not a whole lot of juice left in the storm, as we've been kind of alluding
yeah,
to.
We were
but
sitting right there. That's exactly where we were sitting, just north of 315, because you were telling me to go take 315 at one point.
we got a cheese curd sighting. She is not in here right now.
Maybe a microburst, potentially, causing that to happen.
You'll see the rising motion there on the left. Hey, Jeremy, for the 12 months. 1 year anniversary, W. This is back over to Freddie. He's on the north side of Harrisonville. Getting a little bit closer to that little hook that we still have on radar.
Sometimes I can just watch Charlie chase, too. In fact, we do got a little rotation up here. What the... To the left of the highway, got a little rotation up here.
Freddie thinks it's rotating a little bit.
What does that mean?
Not seeing much on radar.
They got like... Hey, there's a little rotation. Little bit of rotation. Lightning Wolf. Wait, where's Eli? Eli's sick. Or no, wait, no. Gosh dang it, I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm the one that's sick, not Eli.
Hey, Chris, for the 14 months. Appreciate that.
I'm the one that's sick today, so I decided, I told Eli that I was sick, and then he's staying back home so that he does not get sick, so decided to just go solo today. Just kind of take one for the team, I guess. You know, Eli's, I guess, taking one. I guess we're all taking one for the team in a sense, but, you know.
This is also back over
Eli
Storm Chaser
today,
IRL.
so
They're both looking at the same storm, and again, there has been some broad right to left, left to right motion, which does indicate at least broad rotation. You can still see the rising scud just beyond the tree right there, or behind the tree. There's a little bit of something still here. I again, do not think there is much of a tornado risk. The storm still has a chance. It is still in a little bit more of an elevated environment for an isolated tornado. It's near, again, just east of our mesoscale convective vortex. But it is starting to leave our more favorable environment. So it has a short window to do so, or do anything.
It's still showing that pocket of possible rotation, like right above us.
A little bit of cloud ground lightning back there.
Actually just had repairs finished last month. Just 2 days.
I was chasing that tornado.
What it looks like on radar right now. Velocities haven't updated, they're 4 minutes behind, but this right here would be kind of our little hook near 291. It's moving up towards Godey and Pleasant Hill in western Missouri. And then long term, it'll be tracking up towards Lone Jack and Lake Lafayette, just to the west of Warrensburg. Or Warrensburg, excuse me. We go back over here to Kansas as well. And again, we still got multiple storms going up right now just to the south of I-35. None of them are currently tornadic, but we are keeping an eye on them. This one right here has a little bit of an interesting little hook shape to it. That's going to potentially get bounced off by this little storm off to the west. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a little bit of an increasing tornado risk in the next half hour as that storm tracks towards Garnett. That is just outside of Burlington, Kansas right now. That'll be tracking to the northeast. We got a lot of storms also going up just to the south and west of Kansas City right now, but none of those are severe.
We got, so I'll probably still say weak rotation, but approaching that moderate status. Right up here, right here. That's what's rotating right now. So we're gonna keep an eye on it.
Yeah, actually, you can see it spinning right there. That's what Storm Chaser IRL was looking at a few minutes ago.
See this road,
at least broadly rotating here near Harrisonville.
I'm gonna get up underneath it, so that if the tornado, if it for some reason drops a tornado, I just want to be.
They waiting for the $10 super chat. Can weather produce lightning without nearby storm and clear skies? Happened last night.
Where's the fun in being far away, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you can get lightning, but a lot of the time, I mean, it obviously comes from thunderstorms. Don't always need rain, though, for lightning.
There we go.
Like, a lot of the time we do, like, for example, like, we get dry lightning out to the, a lot of the time, like, when it's moist in the mid to, you know, low to mid levels, but it's not, like, near the surface, it's really dry at the surface. A lot of the time, we do get something called dry lightning. Happens a lot back along the West Coast, which sparks fire risks. A little bit of broad rotation right above Freddy here. This north of Harrisonville.
It's still pretty much heading. Yeah.
The Storm Chaser IRL a little bit more distant, a little bit further back. Very ominous skies from Harrisonville. Get dry lightning all the time in the Rockies. It's very common anywhere near or even west of the Rockies. It is not common east of the Rockies. We hardly ever see it. We've had it happen a few times, but it's not something that you see very often east of the Rockies.
Go to or.
Would you like guidance to this location?
We're talking to his GPS. We go back over to Freddy. He's getting out of his car. Look at that little broad area.
Back here. Okay, there it is. Yep. Back over here, this is our area of rotation. If you look, here's your clear slot. That's RFD punching in. You got a horseshoe. So see this horseshoe shape. See how this kind of wraps all the way back around. We'd call that the horseshoe right here. This would be
Cloud ground lightning right
horseshoe.
there. Freddy,
And then right back here,
Mr. Lightning is back at it.
she's cranking. Oh my gosh. Why are the CGs going crazy all of a sudden?
It's because of Freddy.
She is really
It's literally a
cranking
lightning
back
rod.
over here. This is where it's trying to do something. It's right behind us. Right here. Look at this. That's rotating. Pretty good, actually.
A little bit of broad rotation right there. That's going towards Orr and Godey here in western Missouri.
Wow.
Actually, it's spinning. It's spinning even more now.
Any shot, she tries back. I think there's maybe a non-zero chance it tries to do something here. Look at that. Might have to. Whoa! I think it's time to hop back in.
Mr. Lightning Rod.
I'm gonna flip around here real quick.
It is rotating though. I mean, this storm actually has a chance. It is broadly rotating. There's definitely a non-zero chance of this trying to produce a tornado. It's actually kind of surprising. I mean, we have not seen much on radar, but that is definitely like actually rotating. It's a very small area, but it is rotating. Heading up towards Pleasant Hill and Lone Jack right now here in western Missouri. Also, we are back up to 10 severe thunderstorm warnings now. So we're at 10. All right, Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max, in addition to our tornado risk in Kansas and Missouri, we also have that 2% in North Dakota. And this is actually something that is starting to convect just off to the east of Bismarck near Steele, North Dakota. We're starting to see our first little bubbles on radar. And these are storms that could actually grow in size and maybe produce a tornado down the line. We do have a few storm chasers up there, so we will be able to show you guys if those storms do produce tornadoes. However, that is probably still 3-4 hours out from now when they would even get to the window where they would have a tornado threat.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update. So yeah, back up here in North Dakota, there is a 2% tornado risk in place today. And once again, it's not really doing much yet, but in the next hour or two, I do think storms are going to ramp up. We do have, I believe, Connor Croft, Storm Media, and Tornado Pagey all up here. You can all watch them inside of the Radar Omega app, and we'll be keeping an eye on them in case they do have anything. Freddy's been looking again at a broad area of rotation here just outside of Kansas City.
It's basically
and the wind is now picked up.
Moving back west. That's what's happening right now. Making way for another new circulation to develop east. So it's actually quite fascinating to see this happen on a smaller scale. But, you know, you're watching supercell processes happen right now, even though it's, you know, in a much smaller, like I said, smaller scale. Still very cool, though. Gonna hop back in. Hop back in here real quick. Yeah, I did get camera shy. Jeez, Lightning Rod McKinney working hard.
Lightning Rod McKinney, that's our nickname.
You know it.
Mr. Lightning Rod.
You know it. You know it. All right, I'm gonna shoot a little bit further east here again. I mean, to be honest, I thought this thing was done.
It's back over to Storm Chaser IRL, who is in downtown Harrisonville. Looks like he is gonna be driving in the direction of it here in a second.
Hills Games 77.
He's going the other direction. All right, we'll keep an eye on him, but he's currently on the storm as well. But again, this storm is rotating. Has really not much rotation on radar, but we've been at least observing some rotation from Freddie McKinney's feed. So definitely a storm that we need to keep an eye on. It's going to be going up again in the direction of Lone Jack and Lake Lafayette, just to the southeast of Kansas City. Back over near Burlington, Kansas, there is a little bit of rotation west of Garnett. That could also be a little bit contaminated. Let me look and see if we can match that up with another radar site. There might be a little bit of rotation, though. And yeah, there's at least a little bit of broad rotation west of Garnett. So this storm's been going up south of Waverly. This is tracking in the direction of Osa Waitangi and also just south of Ottawa. So this is another storm that we need to keep an eye on. Again, no active tornado warning as of right now, but the storm itself has gone up to about 51,000 feet. So it is a very tall thunderstorm now, and it is definitely intensifying, and we've been at least seeing some rotation on radar. There's also storms going up east of Wichita. None of these are currently tornadic by any means. They're really not even rotating at all right now, but at least some gusty winds is possible. Might have a little small mezzo, actually, on the storm that is north of Rosalia. That is heading up towards Hamilton and Madison. But I do think the tornado risk on that storm, again, is on the low side of things as of right now. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Garfield County in Oklahoma. That is near Enid. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. That is now the second severe thunderstorm warning we've had in this area now today. So make that 2 for Enid in Oklahoma. The radar site's actually, it looks like down right now. It's been down for half an hour. Shout out to the Kansas City area. That's basically the area that we're covering today. Again, if you're wondering why we're live today, we got a 5% tornado risk in place, again, for those in East Kansas, Western Missouri, and the 2% that goes from Chillicothe back into Abilene here in Kansas. We also have another 2% in the Northern Plains that we are keeping an eye on. And then our general risk of severe weather today is massive. Again, we got 3 slight risks, which one is pretty much done now along the East Coast. And then we got another one in North Dakota and another one near Kansas City. And then again, a large marginal threat in both areas. So we're still watching for at least some isolated to scattered severe weather over the next few hours. And another thing I want to point out too is that we do have a high risk of severe weather in Canada today. You are tuning in from Canada. There is actually a high risk of severe weather. They have 4 different risks for Canada weather, but one of the third high, or the second highest, is technically called high. The only thing higher is extreme, and so they are monitoring this area called D for winds between 90 to 110 kilometers per hour, hail up to the size of 4 to 6 centimeters in diameter, and also potential for tornadoes. Also 50 to 70 millimeters of rain possible. That's near Brandon and Dauphin, just off to the west of Winnipeg. So heads up there if you're in Canada for some severe weather. It's back over to Freddie.
Make out that there is a bit of a convergence signature. So we have these greens heading toward the radar.
Freddie has some sort of scud thing in front of him.
Clashing together right now. So if this can...
Back to him in a second. This is just near Orr right now. Little scuddy thing hanging down.
That's how I think a lot of us have just kind of gotten into weather, though, and storm chasing. Like, for me, what got me into weather was I was afraid of lightning, and, you know. And then one day I had a really cool lightning storm that came through, and I was like, you know what? That's actually really cool. Like, it was weird. Like, I was just looking out the window. Lightning struck when I was 5 years old. And instead of being afraid, I was like, that's actually pretty cool. And I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I saw the lightning and I wasn't afraid. Like, that's exactly what I said. I said, I saw the lightning and I wasn't afraid. And then from that point forward, it quite literally...
On a scud in front of Freddie.
Quite literally sparked this passion. One lightning bolt literally sparked
now he's a lightning
my
rod.
Passion for weather.
I mean, literally, he turned into a lightning rod.
At 3 years old.
You know it, Sharon.
It's Freddie's story. We got a back over in California, as we've talked about. There is severe weather ongoing there, and this is a live. This is a shot just moments ago from the UC San Diego cameras. This is back over. I don't know where the exact location is, but this is one of the cameras back over in Northern California on one of the severe storms. And again, we do not see severe storms very often. This is in Caribou, California. But we don't see severe storms very often back over in California. So again, a little bit of a rare sight that we are seeing right now, upwards of ping pong ball sized hail. And then on top of that, there's some lightning with those storms back over in the higher elevations. So definitely something to, keep in mind, is that we do actually have some severe weather happening over there today. If we go over to the SPC outlook and zoom out all the way, including the West Coast, we do have a marginal threat of severe weather back over in Reno and Carson City. There's actually none where the 2 active severe warnings that we have are. So not something you see very often, but it is something that does occasionally happen. It's mainly during July, August, and September when we see severe weather in California or even Nevada. Outside of that, don't usually see too much in the way of severe weather. So pretty interesting stuff. Back over to Freddie.
But man, when I watch Storm Chasers after that,
Actually, before we go to Freddie, we just got a new warning just south of Kansas City. This is the first of probably many to come today. We do have a flash flood warning now in effect, which does include Miami County in Kansas. This is observed. So we have observed flooding in this area. We obviously had flooding off to the west of Harrisonville that we saw earlier with Storm Chaser IRL. But on top of that, emergency management is reporting that thunderstorms are producing heavy rain across Miami County and Kansas. Between 2 to 3 inches of rain has fallen. Flash flooding is already occurring with water rescues ongoing right now. So there are water rescues currently ongoing in this area. Again, impact is going to be for the flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage in low-lying areas. So flooding risk is beginning to increase a little bit back over here in East Kansas, and that should continue to increase over the next few hours. This is Storm Chaser IRL. This storm is again now over the radar sites near Pleasant Hill in Missouri. Sort of the ladder strike of my life in Ohio. I had lightning strike when I was sleeping the other day. Super close. Literally woke up from it. This is the other severe thunderstorm warning in California. Another view. This is the other severe thunderstorm warning that we have, though. I believe, do we have a location on this one? That's another view. You can see the little base over there in the distance. Ominous skies, obviously, in front as well. It's actually kind of cool looking at storms over here in California with all the elevation. But again, usually these storms do not produce anything aside from some hail and wind. We don't usually see tornadoes in California. We get like 5 a year at most. Not an environment that's favorable for tornadoes at all.
This is a bunch of just baloney, you know, it's all a hoax. That's probably how I'd feel about the whole thing.
This is Freddie McKinney.
John, you guys see all this vorticity up here? And sorry to cut you off there, Charlie. Believe me, I know all too well about the moderate risk bus. My dad and I chased 1,000 moderate risk bus when we started chasing, so that is how we got into chasing, honestly.
This is, the photo that I just showed you is from Alder Point in California. We also have a fire that has just begun, possibly from lightning. We don't exactly know, but this is the other severe thunderstorm warning near Alder Point, California. You can actually see the smoke there just moments ago. So that's another big concern, obviously, with it being California. It's typically dry, and hopefully this fire is taken out as soon as possible. That just happened again months ago. Storm that Freddy's on is pretty elevated, but still spinning a little bit. Fire nados? Probably not going to see a fire nado today. It's very rare to see actual fire tornadoes, like tornadoes with fire in them. We had that happen in Utah a couple weeks ago. Go back over to Freddy. He's getting out of his car.
See if I can lock the focus here for a second. There we go. Just want to lock it on this wide. Oh man, but now, yeah, you take it seriously now. You see, like that's just kind of how it goes, though. You know, like that's just how it goes.
Can a tornado have
like I
lasers?
said, I'd be the exact same way.
No.
If I was not in the weather and had a bunch of false alarms, I would also do the same thing. So I think it's just more of human nature than anything. That's why I never really fault anybody for doing that.
This is a
I always do preach, though, that you take every warning seriously.
Photo from moments ago. This is from Ben Williams. the storm near Harrisonville, Missouri. You can still see the tilted updraft, which does indicate that it is still has some at least wind shear here throughout the lowest 3 kilometers of the atmosphere. But yeah, generally speaking, again, this is all just kind of the storm itself. And then this right here would be where we'd be looking for a tornado. It's underneath that tilted updraft. Don't usually get to see tilted updrafts that often, at least in this kind of form. So kind of cool that we can see that there. Also, we got it's a video from Nathan Moore. This is a little time lapse. It's live inside of the Radar Mega app. This was just from a few minutes ago of the storm kind of spinning broadly over Harrisonville. Again, a lot of scud, but it was broadly rotating. Pretty cool little time lapse, though. This is back over to Freddie McKinney. Still looks pretty, it looks pretty elevated at this point.
Yeah, I don't really know what I guess to just keep following it for now, though. See, chat, we can't really leave it. As soon as we leave this thing, it's like it's gonna try to do something. It's almost over the radar.
So spinning a little bit above his head. So another video from Ben Williams, who's been storm chasing here. This is back over just southeast Kansas City, again near Harrisonville, about 25 minutes ago. Nice little shelf cloud there. Also, we got a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center back along the East Coast. That's for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and a little bit of Maryland. In the wake of the earlier storms, isolated damaging winds remains possible before the storms weaken later this evening. So we got, again, a little cluster that is currently pushing off to the east right now. What is that? I think Freddy has a funnel. Freddy does have a little funnel, I think.
Look at that.
Cool. Might be a little shear funnel.
Count it. Wedge.
I think that might be a little shear funnel.
That's a good sign of a lot of vorticity, though, when you see all this just kind of stretching and a lot of 3 cape as well. You can tell a lot of vorticity, a lot of 3 cape out here. Really, the only reason, chat, this thing is not producing tornadoes, it's just not strong enough. This thing's too weak. It's been its problem for a while, actually. This thing's too weak to produce any tornadoes, so, yeah. Hey! Chad, I forgot his name. But hi. He's a nice guy, though. There's the updraft, actually. See, there's your cumulonimbus billowing up. Just a tiny storm. This whole storm is probably like 6 miles wide or so. Just got the thumbs up. Chat, what does the thumbs up mean? Instead of a wave, I got the thumbs up.
This is currently back over near Pleasant Hill now in Missouri.
I'm gonna get back in the car here. Guys, look at how dirty the car is. Oh no, it's so bad.
It's back over to live radar again. This storm's now going right over the radar site. Not seeing really any rotation on radar, but again, it is literally over the radar site. If we were to have anything tornadic, it'd be back over into this area. And again, if you look at velocities, greens are going towards the radar, reds are going away from the radar. And again, just kind of a converging area here, but nothing actually rotating. It's not actually twisting and turning here over Gowdy. It's just kind of an area, I guess, of very weak winds kind of converging there near 58. The storm that's back over to the south of Kansas City, south of Gardner, near Paola, not rotating either. That's mostly just gonna be producing some gusty winds as that tracks to the northeast. We still have a non-zero tornado risk with the storms that have also gone up over near the Ottawa area near Burlington, or just south of Ottawa near Burlington. Not anything rotating from what I'm seeing on radar either. We had a little bit of weak rotation west of Garnett that is fully weakened at this point, and then off to the east of Wichita, it's been mostly just some gusty winds and lightning. Again, nothing severe here either as of now. We also have an observed flash flood flood warning back off to the west of Davenport. That's back over near Muscatine, Fruitland, and Columbus Junction. There's been several reports of high water in Columbus Junction. Also in Muscatine, there are several reports of flooded streets in downtown Muscatine. A few reported as temporarily impassable with a foot of water on them. So flooding risk is also increasing just outside of Davenport from some of the slow-moving storms that we've had over the last few hours. Those are now pushing into western Illinois. But again, flooding is really the biggest concern in my opinion today. The tornado risk has been very, very low thus far. If we look at the little hydraulical outlook here, again, we have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall in place, which does include Kansas and northwest Missouri. Slight risk of excessive rainfall goes from Chicago, western Ohio, all the way back into northern Oklahoma, and then a marginal threat that goes all the way back along the East Coast. We also have one severe warning back over in Pennsylvania, and then one in New Jersey. The one in Pennsylvania is south of Williamsport. That is for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Got a small little cluster going through Shamokin, eventually going towards Pottsville and Hamburg. And then back over near Stratford Township, there's also a severe storm here that is producing 60-mile-per-hour winds that is about to be moving offshore. Severe weather is becoming less of a concern at this point for most of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. They have kept the severe thunderstorm watch in place due to the fact that we have a few storms firing up behind the initial round of storms that may still produce a threat for damaging winds, but we're not expecting any hail. We're not really expecting any tornadoes either here in Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, or New Jersey. So that is good news. We also have a severe warning in Texas. Haven't had very many of these recently. Back off to the north of Matador. Got 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. A little bit of structure probably back over here in Texas right now. But severe weather is pretty unlikely in Texas. We just got one little pop-up storm there. We got a few others as well, but none of them producing anything severe. Back over to Freddie. Subscribe from Ontario, Canada. Appreciate you subscribing.
Take the road up to 7 and just kind of reevaluate. Figure out what I want to do from there. Whoops.
How's DFW? We need rain.
Like I said,
no rain in the near future.
The storm's cooked. Probably end the chase for the day. As soon as it starts.
Freddy's and behind trees. But yeah, I mean, Dallas-Fort Worth, we've not seen much rain, at least in the last week, and I don't think we're going to see any anytime soon. This is the future radar here over the next week or two. We'll have a video tomorrow talking more about this, but generally speaking, the northern plains in the Midwest are going to stay active, especially early next week. And we got a high pressure system building by the very end of July, and then early August doesn't look too crazy. Maybe a little bit of severe weather again in the northern plains in the Midwest, but not anything too out of the ordinary. And yeah, I mean, for the record, by the way, I haven't mentioned this at all, but I'm actually going to be going on vacation more than likely in about a week. So we'll be going away for a few days. First time off in literally forever. I don't know the last time I was actually away from the studio for more than 24 hours. I'm not even kidding. There's been I think the last time may have been 2 years ago almost, since the last time I've been away from this studio for more than a 24, 48 hour period. So golfing on vacation, it is literally going to be a golf trip. Yeah, we'll be golfing the entire time. So you went to Disney? I'm not going to Disney now. That's a local trip for me. I mean, living in Florida, I can literally go there any day that if I wanted to, I could go there basically any day. It's not like a super long drive. Watch it'll go on vacation, it'll be a hurricane. In the off chance that we actually have something in the tropics develop, I mean, there's always a possibility that does happen. There is actually a low chance. I don't think it'll happen, but there is a low chance that we could see something develop in very early August. And let me find that graphic. A lot of ensembles were starting to show at least something trying to form. This is the European ensemble group, and you can actually see there's a pretty definitive area, from a tropical wave, very end of August, back over in the central Atlantic, that tries to go up into the Lesser Antilles and even trying to go in the direction of Florida by around Monday of the following week, so around August 4th or 5th. Too early to tell if this is actually going to happen or not, but something that we're going to be keeping an eye on in case it does happen. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on it. And obviously if we did get a hurricane for whatever reason and I'm gone during it, I will fly back, like, no doubt. I have that flexibility, so I can always fly back if I have to. But there wouldn't be any streams during that break. Will Riley cover? He will not be. I'll still be doing videos though. I'll still be doing videos probably every other day if needed. It'll be more of an if needed situation. So hope you don't have to. I want you to enjoy vacation. I do too. But we'll see. I'll probably still have a video or two though. At the minimum. I'll still probably have at least a video or two. Especially if we have something in the tropics that's brewing. I'll be going through max withdrawal. I mean, we're still basically on the same schedule. I mean, like, even if I wasn't on vacation during the time frame I'm planning on going on vacation, I don't think there would be really anything to cover anyway. It looks very quiet right now. So, where are you going on vacation? I'm going to the Midwest. It'll be my first time in the Midwest. At least in Wisconsin/Minnesota. I've never been to either state. The chasers want to know why you're live? Which chasers are asking? For the record, I wasn't actually, I'll be honest, I did not mean to click the live button. It accidentally happened. It kind of caught me by surprise. I was thinking about going live for that the Ohio tornado warning. By the time I was going to go live, it already weakened. And so yeah, we actually technically accidentally went live today. Doesn't happen very often, but did accidentally click the button. I'm not kidding. I accidentally clicked the live button today. So, well, we're here. I mean, if anything happens, we're here. So, Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Max, we actually do have something going on. Go figure. I'm coming on here to talk about water. So, over by Texas and Louisiana right now, we have a low pressure system, and one of the interesting things that's actually being caused by this is some flooding because high tide and that low pressure system are actually moving across at the exact same time. So we're seeing a much higher tide than normal, and because of that, we're actually above the action stage for anyone who lives on the coastal area to sort of take action to protect themselves from flooding. We're actually almost up to a minor flood stage. So that's something that could happen in and around the Lake Charles area, just as we see that low pressure system and the high tide sort of pass through at the same time.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update. That's back over in Texas. But yeah, I'm not lying though. I did accidentally go live. You can ask the people that work with me too. Or Riley also can verify that. Did accidentally happen. What state are you going to? Wisconsin and Minnesota. A little golf vacation. But for the record, there was a chance of going live. Like, I was here, like, ready to go live. Something happened. I mean, nothing's really happened, though, in Kansas so far. Everything has just been... I think there's just been too much convection. It's been kind of over-convection. On top of that, everything's been a bit further south than what we kind of, initially expected. The storm that Freddy's been on has had a chance, but there's really not much left of it. This is Freddy's view now.
Take me to Lone Jack. The Taco Bell up here. Oh shoot, chat. Uh-oh, chat. The stream phone's at 0%. Oh my gosh.
Chat,
the stream phone has 1% on.
Probably my cat's not in here.
Oh my gosh, that was almost bad. I caught it the last second. You guys have to be plugged in here for a moment. But seriously though, if I have enough cord, come on, cord.
You gonna come to Kansas and get you some barbecue? I honestly want to go to Kansas City for barbecue. Sounds actually pretty good. I've heard good things about Kansas barbecue. Might happen. You never know. Maybe it'll happen sometime. Kansas City Joe's barbecue is the best. I've actually heard about that. I was planning on going to Kansas City back in February, and it didn't happen because we had severe weather. There was like a chaser convention thing going on, and I was planning on flying out to it. I had ticket booked and everything, and due to the fact that we had a severe weather, it was like Tennessee, I think it was Tennessee, Dixie Alley. I wasn't able to go. I had to cancel the flight. I would have gotten. I'm pretty sure Joe's was one of the places I was going to go to. Thank you, Whiskey, for the $10 super chat. Every time I think there's a significant threat of weather in northeast Kansas, I take my cats to my dad's house for safety and nothing happens. Just saying, my dad got my cats today and now there's nothing. I guess it's a win-win for your cats and the dad. Thank you, Taz, for the super chat. Might help Cheese Curds babysitter. W, appreciate the super chat. I love barbecue and I've traveled all over the for us. Kansas City is mid in comparison to Texas and Memphis. Texas barbecue is amazing. Hard 8 barbecue in Texas is one of my favorites. In Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's personally one of my favorites. Wow, unfollowing? Wow. I was reading somebody's chat, but I do think Texas barbecue is better. I've never had Kansas barbecue, though, so I can't really make any judgment on Kansas barbecue yet. No problem, Heidi. Appreciate the support. Who's your favorite football team? Patriots. Pretty sure the first preseason game is like a week from today or yesterday. Are you watching North Dakota tonight? Yeah, I mean, we're keeping an eye on it. I don't know if much is going to happen, though, in North Dakota, to be honest. I've kind of looked. Kind of looks... I don't think it's anything crazy, though. Hey, Ryan, for the super chat. Starting a barbecue war. I do think Texas is better, but I can't form an opinion based off only eating at one place. It's the future radar. Doesn't really show much in North Dakota tonight. Tomorrow kind of looks the same too. I don't really see much happening in the northern plains. I think Canada is really the move today, like when it comes to severe weather. This is the Rufus, which goes beyond just today and tomorrow. I do think Sunday has the potential to be a stream day. Has the potential. We've had a lot of 5% tornado risks over the last like 10 days, and we've been on standby and nothing's ever happened, and most of them have had nothing, including today. I don't know what's going on. Ever since that Wisconsin 5% that we had, there's been almost nothing when it comes to tornadoes. So, I don't know if we're ever going to see like a normal, you know... I don't even know. We've really not had anything interesting when it comes to these 5% recently. The only one, again, that performed was Wisconsin. I think we had 6 tornadoes that day, and then on top of that, the PDS tornado warning that happened, I think was an EF1. So. Thank you, Sharon, for the $20 super chat from a loyal Canadian watcher. Enjoy your vacation. Really appreciate that. Yeah, this will probably, I don't know, unless we go live. Sunday, like, again, we're going to be on standby Sunday, I think. But outside of Sunday, like, if we don't go live Sunday, this might be the last stream until after my vacation. Anybody have Famous Dave's barbecue in the Midwest? Anybody in the chat have that before? Oh, I need some opinions on that. Models for the Northern Plains haven't been accurate. They haven't really been accurate anywhere, to be honest. Been pretty subpar across the board. Ready to go on vacation? Midwest. Go to Gates Barbecue? I don't know what that is. Famous Dave's is very good. Famous Dave's is super mid. Famous Dave's is a joke. Any good barbecue in the Midwest? I'm actually curious. Anybody know of any good barbecue place in the Midwest? I need to know. Specifically in Wisconsin or Minnesota. Dave's is trash. Can't eat Dave's. I really want to try Dave's now, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of negative comments here. Thank you, Ben, for the $10 super chat. McDonald's is always an option? Wow. We're really getting to the down low level of bad here when it comes to barbecue. Guys, we're not talking about Kansas City anymore. We're talking about Wisconsin and Minnesota. Smokehouse barbecue? I don't know what that is. Why is it always wind in the summer? We don't usually have that much wind shear. Not like a whole lot of... We also don't really have that many low pressure systems. We only have shortwave troughs, if that, this time of the year. This is a little mesoscale convective vortex today, which is really not panned out. A little storm trying to organize west of Osage City. That's a left-moving storm right now. You feeling better? I'm like 85% right now. Definitely feeling better. What's my handicap? I literally don't know. I don't remember. I'm not that bad at golf, though. I usually shoot like low 90s, upper 80s. That's typical. Whenever I'm playing golf, I haven't played golf though in 7 months. I literally don't know what I'm gonna play like at all. You beat Connor? I actually might be playing golf with Connor at some point in August. It is possible. We probably won't do a stream for it, but I might be playing with him at some point. They play it for the 12 months as a VIP Velocity member. Klinger's Real Barbecue in Watoma, Wisconsin is pretty good as far as Wisconsin barbecue is concerned. Interesting. I'll have to definitely check it out. Thank you, Jacob, for the super chat. Skip barbecue. Go with fried chicken, AG1, and fiber. What? Appreciate the super chat. Where's Max from? I'm from Florida. Max, is Virginia good? I think you guys are chilling. Hey, Will, for the 13 months, you got to get Burger King barbecue. It's so good. Will, you're such a troll. Appreciate the 13 months. All right, we're down to 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. We got, again, a few in California still. That's where 2 of them currently reside. Again, mostly just producing hail. We got 1 in Texas, northwest of Paducah, that's producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. And then we got 1 in Pennsylvania. Is that 5 or is that 4? Where's the 5th? Oh, the other one's in Montana. All right, so we got 5. The other one's here, Sunbury and Shamokin, going towards Higgins with 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So, and generally speaking, there isn't really much going on. Again, we really don't have a whole lot going on. We got a 5% tornado risk still in place. Again, nothing rotating as of right now from what we're seeing on radar. It's been very quiet thus far. But yeah, I mean, again, all the storm chasers still out there, not really seeing much. It's just been raining. Flooding's really the biggest concern, I think, near Kansas City tonight. Hey, Shelly, for the 13 months. Warm regards from Route 66 in Central Oklahoma. Appreciate that. And also, thank you, Sheepish, for the super chat. Texas barbecue's mid. Kansas City barbecue, world famous. Just saying. I still have not had it, so I can't make an opinion on that. Thank you, Kemp, for the super chat. Thank you for the feedback on that. I'll have to look into that, but it does not sound like that. The Pink Heifer Saloon and Smokehouse is not good. Okay. Thank you, Wendy, for the super chat. Stop by Culver's in Sauk City, home of the first Culver's. I don't know if I'm going to Sauk City. I don't know where that is. I think it's east coast of Wisconsin. I call it East Coast of Wisconsin, the only coast in Wisconsin. Hey, Jane, for the 3 months. Hope you enjoy your vacation. Appreciate that. It's the best barbecue place in Cario, Illinois. I don't know what that means. Have you eaten today? Well, I was supposed to eat a Wawa sub, and I had to rush home in case we had to go live. The Wawa sub is probably still sitting there at the store. They were probably calling my number, and I wasn't there. I literally left. I had to rush back in case because like they were taking so long. How's the heat wave in the United States? It's gonna get we're gonna get colder weather here soon. There's a fire in California. This is back over. I don't remember what the city name was or where it was near, but there's actually a helicopter. We got potato chips bottom right of your screen too. But there was a helicopter going over the fire here that sparked near Garberville in California. It's kind of the middle of nowhere, but this is moments ago. You got a little helicopter flying over, likely taking out the fire, hopefully trying to get it out. Fire has been spreading here over the last hour. Thank you, Gamer, for becoming a member. Also, thank you, Bilbo, for the $10 super chat. This is the 10 quid is for the vote for Riley to fill in for the Max while he's on a holiday campaign. Appreciate the super chat. He will not be filling in on live streams, but we'll have, again, probably videos every other day when I'm on vacation, as long as there's something to talk about. This fire's right next to Redway, California. Hey, Ben, for the super chat. Hope you're having a great day. It's been a busy day. I woke up early today. We didn't even have a video today, but I've been busy literally since I woke up. Hopefully I get a little bit of a break tonight. Get a little bit of rest. Only got like 6 hours of sleep last night. Got a couple storms beginning to broadly rotate east of Wichita. I'm still not overly confident much of any of this is going to do anything, but something to keep an eye out for over the next hour or two, heading in the direction of Burlington. I do think Kansas City, though, like, again, we don't have anything near you right now that's tornadic. We've had a couple storms go up south of I-70. None of these are currently rotating or doing anything crazy, but we'll keep an eye on those two near I-35 or I-335. Hey, CF for the super chat, McRib. I'm not getting the McRib. I've never had the McRib, and I don't plan on it. Happy birthday, Max. It is not my birthday. Only 6 hours of sleep. I'm lucky to get that every 3 nights. I don't know. I've been always in the mindset of trying to get 8 hours of sleep no matter what. Like, almost any day, unless, like, it's impossible. There are sometimes, like, where I'll only get, like, 6 or 7, but I usually try to get 8, not 6, 7. Usually try to get 8, though. I can't operate on less than 6. It's, like, almost impossible. And I don't drink, like, energy drinks or anything like that. I don't want to get into that habit. There was only a singular day in the last, I think, 4 weeks that I've had more than 8 hours of sleep. It's usually 8 or less. Like, it's usually 7 to 8. That's usually the range. Hey, Dragon for the super chat. What's the % chance of that Kansas City storm hitting St. Louis? These storms will eventually track in the direction of St. Louis tonight, but we're not really expecting a whole lot of, like, severe weather in that area. It should be mostly just rain. Here's a little future timeline for the Ohio Valley, Central Plains in the Midwest. So most of the storms tonight will be in the Kansas City area. We might see a few storms overnight into early tomorrow morning, and then a few more storms possible tomorrow afternoon and evening here across the Midwest and the Ohio Valley, with sporadic damaging winds and hail being a possibility. Very low tornado risk. I don't see there being a live stream at all tomorrow. Northern Plains, again, very low tornado risk as well, but I do not see much happening up there. I do think, again, a video will happen tomorrow morning, and then after that, probably no live stream. Sunday is a possible stream day, so definitely stay tuned for that. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in North Dakota. It's back over near Williston. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Also just got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma, as Freddie now shows off his mug. I don't know what is going on in Freddie's car. We got a new severe warning in Grant County, Oklahoma. That'll be for 60-mile-per-hour winds just off to the west of Ponca City. That storm is going up near like 5 different outflow boundaries, right over Medford. Quick Trip is so good. I think that's one of the things I'll be having in the Midwest, because I've never had Quick Trip. Heard a lot of hype around it. Hey, Queen, for the super chat. Today's my birthday. I'm 52. Happy birthday. Hope your birthday's great. Hope you have a great birthday. Max is 52. I'm not 52. I'm literally a healthy 22. Young. I don't know what I don't know what I was gonna say. Young 22. How's Philadelphia looking? I think Philadelphia is just about done. Again, low chance of another round of storms. Back off to your west. I think this will fall apart before it gets to you, though. All right. Well, again, there's not really any tornado warnings right now, obviously. We only have 7 severe thunderstorm warnings. And everything right now in Kansas, for the most part, is just gusty winds and lightning and rain that will lead to flooding. If there are any tornado warnings, for whatever reason, that get issued tonight, we'll still be on standby. We'll still be here in case anything happens. But I think we're going to wind it down for now. If anything happens, again, we'll go live again. But I think the chances of tornadoes right now are on the low side of things. We still have a window, though, until about 9 o'clock where a tornado is possible. But if it does not look that significant, and if we get a tornado warning in general and it just doesn't look that significant, I'm not going to go, like, we'll probably not go live if nothing happens. But if something does happen, again, we'll be here just in case. So again, we're going to go and wind down the stream. Also, shout out to Eureka for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate that. But we're going to wind down the stream. As always, appreciate you guys all watching. Thank you guys for being subscribed to the channel. If you're a member of the channel, really appreciate your support. And thank you to anybody that super chatted today as well. If you did something as simple as liking the stream, really appreciate that as well. Otherwise, that's really about it. Thank you all to the mods on the channel as well. Huge shout out to them. And again, we'll be back possibly on Sunday with a live stream, but if not, we will have a video more than likely tomorrow. All right, we're gonna raid somebody. I'm trying to figure out who to raid. Freddy is ending, and looks like we can raid. We'll raid Stormrunner Media. How about that? We'll raid them. All right, so appreciate you guys all watching. If you guys want to go ahead and check out Stormrunner Media, they're up in North Dakota. They're chasing. We'll give them a little raid. Otherwise, we'll see you guys all again in the next video, which will be tomorrow morning. Live stream will be on Sunday, possibly on Sunday. I'm not sure yet. All right. Otherwise, again, if we're not live Sunday, the next stream would probably be after my vacation. So sometime after like August 6th or 7th or something like that. So we'll have to wait and see. All right. Thank you guys all for watching. Have a great